Peace, beloveds. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel for another banging video. This is Quadeuce, the essence. Welcome to where we get into all things spiritual and all things personal as far as spirituality goes and personal experiences and my own essence. Hence the name, right? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in once again. And this video, I would like to talk about a topic that I think is near and dear. I think it's a super important topic to talk about because a lot of people not talking about it. A lot of people not talking about this topic. It's in fact, from my understanding personally, that it's the exact opposite. It's been talked about in a way that is, I'm not gonna say it's a lie. I just want to say it doesn't allow people to get a full understanding on what's going on. And the topic of what I'm talking about this video, you guys, is gender. I'm talking about gender, you guys. And gender is a thing that I don't think humans have understand very well. I mean, we don't know much. Science says we don't even know much about conception and how, there's so little knowledge and information when it comes to the birthing process and everything like that. But what we do know is that we all start off as one gender at first, and then some of us mutate into another gender. That would be the male mutating, getting the XY chromosome instead of just having that double X chromosome, right? And because this is a spiritual channel, I've even heard people say that there's once upon a time that a female had 3 X chromosomes, like a triple X chromosome at one point in time. When a goddess is in her divine energy, and if everything aligned right in the world as far as the stars and planets alignments and everything like that. But of course, you got people in high places that make sure things like this don't happen, because that's when, my understanding, when the female turns into her, has the ability to produce life without needing a male. So pretty much turns into God, that goddess, God, that feminine, the divine feminine side of the entity that one would call God. So this gender thing, people say it's a lie, and people say a lot of people do it on purpose as far as they try to fool the world. I'm not gonna say yes on that. I'm not gonna say no on that. I'm just gonna say, if you know, you know, and once you know, you can't be fooled, right? So it is my belief that we are just all hermaphrodites. It is my belief, because we all start off the same gender. You see what I'm saying? So I don't believe souls carry genders. I just believe that's a physical incarnation thing. We're in a body, and that's just what it is, you know. That's how for whatever reason, like I don't know the reason. I'm not trying to pretend to know the reason, but I'm saying we're in a body, so for whatever reason, some of us are male at this time, right? And some of us are female at this time. But I believe people stop themselves. Human evolution kind of stops because we put ourselves in the category of a gender. You know what I mean? And I think that's the message of this younger generation, that people not getting all this pronouns and gender identification and I want to identify as. I think what people not understanding about that is the message is deeper than just a bunch of young people acting crazy, running around wanting to be anything because the world is crashing. It's more so like they're coming into this world. These souls in particular are coming into this world with more of wisdom and a sense of knowledge and empowerment and information of like, man, in this body, but I don't want to be. I know you see what I'm saying? So my soul feels like and who can argue with that? I can't. I'm not. You know what I mean? Because there are hermaphrodite creatures in nature. There are creatures in nature that are homosexual creatures in nature. Like, all of this stuff exists in nature. Homosexuality, transsexualism, all of that stuff. We act like that shit crazy. But there are actually people that were born naturally, normally, like me and you, with both parts. Is that person a mistake? No. That person deserves all the love, just like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? But you got society who fear what they don't understand. Instead of trying to get an understanding, some people of society would rather run to fear first. They let the fear control them before, just trying to get an understanding of what's going on. So that way they can make right decisions and treat people how they deserve to be treated. But that's not what's going on in society. Got a bunch of scared people making all the decisions. And we can't have that. We can't have that, but we have that, you heard me? So we gotta change it. We need people who understand that, yes, there's a physical, but yes, this is not all there is to the world. There is a deeper world than the physical. Period. And this younger generation coming in with these pronouns and identifies this and that, they come in here, these souls are coming down to planet Kai, to this earth, with that understanding already locked in. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because although it may seem weird to us, that's always been what it is and what it was. Free will, differences, making a bunch of different pieces of the same being or entity that we call God, source, whatever you want to call the entity. And having differences, you know what I'm saying? But learning to see each other's differences, still love each other through the differences, and still get along with the differences. You know what I'm saying? And even gain introspect from other people's differences. Differences ain't necessarily a bad thing. me, my whole transphobia and homosexual phobia and all that, not accepting and this shit, it ends when you find out that they're in nature are animals like the seahorse where the male lays the baby in nature, or where both animals are able to have babies and carry. This is in nature. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, like I said, even if you don't want to look at that example in the animal kingdom, look up people being naturally born with two body parts, both male and female genitalia. Look that up. That'll blow some of y'all mind. Now, that's more so the physical connotation and the physical things about the whole gender situation, right? But there's a spiritual underlying behind all of this gender stuff that people are not able to experience because they won't open their mind, they won't open their brain. You have to first open your brain on that physical level to receive that spiritual level stuff. In this particular case with the gender stuff. Because once you could become able to think, and I'm sorry, y'all, I keep stepping off because I'm enjoying a smoke, so yeah. But once you, and I don't want this video to only have to hit 18 plus rated viewers, so I'm ducking off so everybody can watch this. Once you become able to accept that physically, like you could be masculine and feminine, you are. Everyone is masculine and feminine. Hear me out. There are no 100% masculine males and there are no 100% feminine females. And if there were, you wouldn't want them. Here's why. A 100% feminine female would not do anything at all, to the point to where there would be no action. There would just be thought, creativity, upliftingness, caringness. But when it comes to the physical, you're going to have to do everything for. Nobody is this, but I'm saying if there was, that's what that would look like. That was 100% masculine male. Ladies, you would not want him because he'd be too masculine for you. Fellas, you would not want her because she would be too feminine for you. So y'all got to get it out y'all head. The relationship aspects that I come across and understand that be going on with this whole masculine and feminine principle. Now, roles. A male is going to be the more dominant masculine in the relationship. At least he should be. Well, I can't say what it should be. You order your relationship and structure your relationship as you choose and see fit. But typically that's how it is in the female, vice versa, right? The more feminine energy in the relationship. And that don't mean that that female has no masculine energy. If you start smacking that female and beating up on that female, she's gonna hit you back. It's masculine. So understand everybody has masculine and feminine energy. So there's nothing wrong with being masculine and there's nothing wrong with being feminine. And it don't matter what body you're in. Because, simply put, you just want to be able to look at yourself at the end of the day in the mirror and be proud of yourself and be happy with who you are. And if you could do that, then nothing else matters. If you happy with the person you present yourself to be to your lover in your relationship, and they're happy with you as well, then what else matters? You feel what I'm saying? And that's a relationship gem I'm giving y'all right now. That's some real relationship truths that they not telling y'all. Everybody want to argue about who being the right man and who being the right woman. No. No. Can we make each other happy? Can your masculine satisfy me enough? And can your feminine satisfy me enough? Because men hate a masculine and dominant woman who can't be in her feminine at all. And women hate very feminine man who is not enough in his masculine to make her feel protected and make her feel safe. You know what I mean? As well as if he's too much in his masculine. So if he's too much in his masculine, then you know what I'm saying, he not soft enough. He coming off too hard. Everything, you feel me? It's too much. She don't get the romance. If the lady too much in her feminine, then the man gonna feel like the lady ain't doing enough. Like she don't do nothing. She just be around the house, nurturing her mother and the kids. She don't got no ambition to go do anything. She just want to be a good woman and be around the house and take care of all the chores and take care of all the chores and be a home woman and raise all the kids, like be a child rearing woman. She don't want to work. She don't want to go and be the president of the United States or go and try to make $1 billion. That's not her goal. There's some men that don't like those type of women because they require a different type of woman. You know what I'm saying? And the levels they are different, right? So that's relationship deals for y'all. They not telling y'all typically out there all over. What else I want to tell y'all? Let me tell y'all that on the spiritual level, the masculine and the feminine principle exists inside of everything. I think because we come out masculine and feminine in the physical form, and we come from a higher creation, that lets you know right there that masculine and the feminine exists inside of that higher creation as well. God, source, Allah, I don't even want to butcher on that. It's so many names that we call this greater entity that through all things was created from and created in and it's still being you know what I'm saying, created, because space is steadily expanding, right? Okay, cool. Once you can understand that there's a feminine and a masculine principle inside of everything, because let's go ahead and get this clear and established on this channel now. Creator created everything with no materials. It was darkness. Nothing was in existence. Creator said, let there be. That's what they say, right? Let there be. Okay, cool. That means Creator had to take nothing and turn it into everything. That means if only that thing that was in existence was Creator, then Creator had to take itself and turn it into everything. That means, come on, somebody. Everything you're looking at around you is Creator, ain't it? Come on now. Come on now. I felt something just now. Huh? I felt something just now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now this is not something that is new knowledge to me, but every time I speak on it, I really feel that. When I say that, no? I feel that. I feel that down in my soul. Yeah, I feel that down in my soul. You walking on Creator. You breathing in Creator. You talking to Creator. You looking at Creator. You drinking Creator. You smoking Creator. And when you do anything bad or negative in energy, physically, mentally, you're doing that to Creator. Period. That's the bottom line when it comes to spirituality. That understanding. When it comes to existing, everything around you is Creator. Treat it as such. Talk to it as such. Love it as such. Respect it as such. And when you understand that, I don't have to tell you that. You see what I'm saying? Fuck all the other shit. Fuck all the who got melanin, who gon' be affected by solar flares, and who not, who gonna make it, who not, who been here first, who not, who. This bottom line with your soul is understanding that Creator, that's all there is. There's only one thing on around. There's only one thing here. There is only one thing here, and I say here because that one thing is Earth. That one thing is everything. There's only one thing here. That's always been bottom line. Now, I'm not saying there's only one God. I'm a God. You a God. If you carbonated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying there's only one God. If you're Latino, you know what I'm saying? And you a queen or king if you high vibrational human being. You understand what I mean? But the next thing to know is that the argument of multiple gods or a mono god is not the argument to be having in 2025, people. It's not. It's possible that a mono god created multiple gods, because what is the point in having an experience of just being one thing in space and time, or outside of space and time? Because God or creators outside of space and time, sources outside of space and time. So the sources outside of space and time, what is the point of source just existing outside of space and time? Just thinking about what could be. There's no point. So source thinking about what could be in those thoughts and words and vibrations is what's going on right now. This is God thinking. You are in God's mind. We're all in the mind of God. This is space is steady expanding at a rapid rate. That's God's mind. That source's mind. In a physical incarnation, a representation of a metaphysical property underlying that, which is consciousness, and it's just spreading at a rapid rate. Period. That's the bottom line to know when you into this spiritual thing, and there's so much information and so much stuff out there. You could get lost in a lot of stuff. There's a lot of different ways, routes to take it, and I won't say none is good or bad because they're not. Take them out. You know what I'm saying? Learn all you can, be all you can be. You know, shining. You feel me? But what I'm saying is, get you a bottom line and a bottom understanding about everything, and then dove on off to different lanes. You feel what I'm saying? So that way, you never get to a point where you really confused. You can always trace things back to your bottom line. You feel me? And make things make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the point if it don't make sense? Religion be too confusing for me. Too many excuses for a while. Certain books ain't does too many things you gotta do. It's too much requirement. It's too. All of it to me is too stern. It's not unconditional love. It's do this or you're punished. So that to me can't be how God would or Source would be. You know what I'm saying? We in Source mind and Source is thinking of controlling us. Come on now. Hmm? See, and when you can put it together like I just gave it to you, then you can start to make sense of all of this stuff and this whole thing. If we are in Source's mind, which makes sense, like I just explained, do you think Source is thinking about us, a thought form, and into a creation? If we do the right thing or the wrong thing, even though Source then gave us free will inside of his own consciousness, but let's pedal forward. Source then gave us free will, but we're gonna act like we don't see that. We're gonna act like we don't know that. We're gonna act like that's not a known thing that God, the Source, gave you free will. We inside his mind, and if we do the right thing or the wrong thing, which would basically be saying God can't control his thoughts. That's what y'all saying. Y'all out here saying God can't control his thoughts. Huh? How God can't control his thoughts? We in God's mind. God don't need us to. God can control his thoughts, right? But God gave us free will, right? Because that will make it more realistic to us. That is what put us on the map to be able to have these conversations and this spiritual information and consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So, if that's what put us on the map, to be able to think what God done, like how can I even peep game? How is my consciousness even able to understand? And because it's all one consciousness, right? So I just answered my own question. We can all understand what's going on if you connect back to the consciousness. It's all one. Just connect to it. Problem is, a lot of people ain't trying to connect. But back to this masculine feminine thing. So, when you manifest, you must be understanding there's a masculine part to it, a get up and yes, you must put this effort forward, and the feminine part to it. You must create the right attitude and by thinking the right way and creating the right emotion so you can feel it before you even get to it, and that's going to attract it to you. So there's a masculine and a feminine principle to everything you want. Some of y'all are just simply not getting it because y'all not, and everything must balance. Everything must even out. Some of y'all not getting it because y'all trying to get it and y'all too masculine. All y'all doing is going for it, but y'all thinking about it the wrong way. Y'all putting y'all self in a negative emotional space about it. Y'all not, you feel me, balancing the masculine and the feminine principle. Some of y'all just thinking about it on the couch and y'all ain't putting forth no effort and you ain't trying to get up and put forth no masculine principle, so you're not balancing it out, so you can't attract it, so you don't obtain it. That's love. That's relationships. That's all of it.